Hey everybody, welcome back to the page. Today I was wanting to go over turkey shoot guns. If you go out and they have these turkey shoots around here, I don't know if they do them everywhere, but what they do is they set up a paper at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 feet, whatever it is, and you take and shoot that paper, and whoever gets the closest to the X in the center of the paper wins. And if you get two of them too close for calling, you have to reshoot, and it's called a tiebreaker. And once again, whoever wins out of that, wins the turkey or the ham or whatever they have as a prize. Most of the time, it's $2 to $5 a shot, and they'll have a turkey, a ham. Some people have money shoots. It's like if it's $5 a shot, 10 people shoot, it makes the $50 for the shooters or for the people holding the shoot, and they'll give you 25 back. Stuff like that. It's just different ways they do it. But now, what I want to talk to you about is I've got several different shotguns here that I like to take to the turkey shoot. Now, you need to go to the turkey shoot once, just go and just figure, you're going to shoot and probably waste money. But if you're going and they're shooting them 4.5, 5 foot long barrels with scopes and all that, and you got dad's old shotgun back here, you ain't gonna win. Them guns are made to do nothing but absolutely shoot the center out of a piece of paper. So, if they're shooting stuff like that, I wouldn't bother with it unless you want to buy a really expensive gun. But most places around here, like fire departments and Ruitans and stuff like that, they just shoot these little low brass shells, 7.5, 8 shot, something like that. And what you want to do is, now I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can see. This choke here was one that it's a duck choke that I ordered, and I don't know the exact dimensions on it, but it's a real good choke. This in here is let's see, it says XXX full 670 12 gauge AccuChoke Mossberg X Factor turkey choke. Okay, I know it shoots a good pattern. Okay, now here is the regular chokes that comes with the gun. This is a full choke, which means it'll hold a pretty good pattern if you don't have nothing else. And this one here says modified, which means it's a little bigger than the full choke. Then, of course, this would be, just to double check, yeah, this is your improved. Okay, now the way this works is full choke is tighter than a modified, and a modified is tighter than improved. This is what you shoot skeets and stuff like that with. And, a turkey choke is usually your tightest choke. That's the ones that'll really squeeze that pattern down, unless you go and, have you a big fancy choke made, or a fancy gun made. Okay, I do have other ones. I have a True Glow that's one of my sons has. I believe he may have both my True Glow, and I have one called the Undertaker. You just go to Walmart, and roll the dice and buy a choke and, hope it shoots good and give it a shot and see what it does. Now, another thing I want to show you, let me move all this out of my way. Okay, this here is a Stevens Savage 130, I think's what it is. Let me look. No, it's a 320. Okay, and its chokes will interchange with a Mossberg and stuff like that. Okay, so I can put this choke in it, and it'll fit it, the same. Now, these guns are unloaded and the bolt's back, and I know there ain't no shells in it like that, so please don't do this unless you make double sure that that gun is off safety or not, it's unloaded. Okay, now let me show you on this one. This is my Mossberg 500 AccuChoke. And, you know, it'll fit right in there too. See, it'll screw right in. Okay, now, you may think that I'm crazy, but you can put this choke in this gun and shoot it, and then put it in this gun and shoot it, and there will be a big difference. You'll see that maybe this one holds a tighter pattern, or this one does, or you don't just which gun likes that choke. Okay? You may go in here and find out that, you know, one of them actually likes, you know, the little full choke, and it shoots a good tight pattern with full choke. But what you want to do, here's my, I got to go get one here in a second. But this is that little bolt action. I think it's a Stevens too. Yeah, it's a Stevens model 124C. Okay, this is an old one. It don't have the AccuChokes or nothing like that. It just has a choke. And here in a second, I'll go with you and show you how to choose a choke. But give me just a second. Let me run here and get this other one. And I'll be right back. Okay, sorry for that. This is just a little single barrel shotgun, and it is unloaded, as you can see. And it's a Eastern Arms Company, and it's just an old single barrel shotgun. They're not expensive, but it also is another good turkey shoot gun. Let me move this out of my face. Okay. I always leave your guns unloaded and pointed in a safe direction. Now, what I want to do is show you how to, if you're going to go buy you a turkey shoot gun, you know, you can figure some of these old single barrels, you can pick them up for $100 to, let's say, under $200. But if you get the wrong one, it ain't going to be a good turkey shoot gun. So what you want to do is, I have just a dime, ordinary dime, and I want to drop it down this barrel. And then you want to run your finger up that barrel till you touch that dime. Okay, it's that fur, and I know that has a full choke in it because the dime didn't come out of it. And it's got about 1.25 inches choke in it, which is a pretty good choke. Okay, that's the first thing you want to look at. Does it have a full choke? Okay, then, you know, just like this one too, where it doesn't have the AccuChokes, you can't change them, you better check them. Now, I know this one has a full choke, but same deal. Just drop your dime down that barrel and let it go to the end. Now, this one has about 1.5 inches choke, which means it's got a little longer choke in it. And it don't mean it'll outshoot that other one. It just means it's got 1.5 inches choke in it. Okay? Now, this one here, well, let me put this, let me get my spectacles back out. Don't be making fun. You're going to get old too. And the first thing goes is your belly. It just falls out. Now that'd be the full choke. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, this is the modified. We're going to go ahead and just twist it in here real quick into this gun here. And this is this is one of the 3 chokes most guns come with. And okay, I'm gonna try to show you that. Okay, you take that dime, same thing, throw it, slide it down that barrel, and watch there at the end. You hear that dime fall out? That means that ain't a good choke. I mean, it's a good choke. It's just not a full choke. Now, you do the turkey chokes, it won't fall out of them, and that full choke, it won't fall out of it. Now, I'll put the full choke in there and show you that, you know, it will actually catch it. I'm not going to screw it in that fur because, well, if it don't catch it, it ain't much of a choke. I'll put it that way. And I'll be honest with you, just because it says full choke, don't mean it's full choke. Okay, we'll drop it back through it. and it did stop it, but it's only got about a ½ inch worth of choke in that little interchangeable choke. Let me see if I can get it out and I'll show you. Now this don't mean it won't shoot superior. It does not. You know, you have to test it and see. Okay. But see that dime up in there? It's not that fur. But you never know. Now, just because something has a extremely tight choke in it does not mean it will shoot an extremely tight pattern. You can squeeze that shot together so tight that when it comes out the barrel, it goes and blows apart just in a big old pattern. Okay, the secret to it is finding where it pushes together, comes out and opens slowly. Okay, if it's too loose, you know, when it comes out, it'll just, like on a modified or improved cylinder. The thing is to find that sweet spot. Most chokes will say what they are. Like this one here said that it was a 670, I think. Let me just check it again. Club gauge, AccuChoke, it's a .670, which is pretty tight. And, you know, it should hold a good pattern. Now, something else I want to go over with you before we go out in the heat is just because, you know, they tell you, put that bead on that target. Okay, this has a double bead. It's got a bead here and a bead here. And they say, put that bead on the target and you'll hit it. That's true. You'll probably hit it. But it may not put the most of your pattern where you're aiming. And like this one, now it just got a single bead, and you lay out there, and you put that bead there on the target. Well, it depends on how you look down this rail. You shoot left to right or however. Okay, so you want to take and make a bunch of targets. That's what I do every year. And I'll use the video off here in a minute, and we'll take them out there in the yard, and we'll shoot them. And what I do is I shoot it and see where the most pattern is. Like, let's say this screen is the pattern, you know, the paper. Well, right here is the center, and that's where I want the pellet to be. Well, if I look and most of my pattern is up here, I know I need to make my aim point about right here. And what that does is it pulls that pattern from here to here. And it puts most of your pattern right around that X, and that's where you want it to be. Okay, give me a few minutes. I'll make up some papers, and, you know, I'll put some chokes in, and we'll go outside and we'll shoot a couple times. And remember, people, if you're shooting a gun, even target practicing, shoot into a backboard, you know, have something behind it, a bank, you know, something to catch those pellets that don't just go flying off into here and yonder. And make sure that there's nobody in the direction you're shooting. It don't matter, okay, I own 40 acres of woods back through there. That really don't matter because somebody may be up there walking in your woods and you don't know it. And, you know, it's still a, you know, a murder charge. So I always look and make sure there's nothing on the backside of where you're shooting. Okay, and another thing on these guns, if you get a gun, you bring it home and it kicks you like a mule, unless you just love to be kicked, you might want to pass that and on down the hill summers, you know, take it back to the shop where you got it or whatever. And, it, you know, if it holds a good type pattern and you're willing to take a thumping to get it, you know, that's fine. But if it don't shoot the best in the world and it's kicking the dog crap out of you, that's going to make you start doing that. You know, you'll be sitting there and you get ready to pull it, you'll pull that gun off because you're waiting for it to kick you. And that's not good. None of these guns here kick hard or they wouldn't be here. Now, that's just a fact. I don't care. I've had some mighty tight shooting guns. But when they kick me too many times, I don't care. They leaving. And I won't keep something that kicks me. So, well, let me get these ready, get the papers ready and everything, and we'll go outside and do some shooting out there and see what kind of patterns they're holding this year. And, you know, I always take all 4 of them. And I'm always like this. I lay them on the tailgate of the truck. If somebody comes through and says, man, that one gun's shooting good today, do you care if I shoot it? I absolutely don't. You know, go ahead, buddy, take it out there and shoot it. Because most people, honestly, it sounds mean. I try to tell them, buddy, that gun shoots a little low and to the left. You know, pull a little low and left on that towards the bottom of that paper, and they'll look at you like you're an idiot. Step right up there and blow the whole top right-hand corner out of that paper. Okay. I'm not there to win every shot, you know what I'm saying? I want to win a turkey or two, sure. But I'm not there just to skunk everybody, make people mad. And, you know, there's times that I don't win none. You'll get in there and no matter what you do, it ain't your day. They just something not right. It ain't your day. But let me get this ready and we'll talk some more outside. Okay, everybody. I done went and sneaked into my buddy's backyard in his field. If you look right up there under the shade of that tree, I got 4 targets set out. And what I've done here, this is about 50 foot, give or take a little bit, but I'm gonna take each gun and shoot those targets. Okay, the first one I'm gonna get is the little single barrel. Now, you know, make sure that you keep your gun pointed at a safe distance, safe place at all times. Okay. Now, I'm gonna shoot the one on the far left with this one, and then we'll judge the pattern on it. Okay. Okay, I aimed that straight at the middle of that target. Okay. The next one will be the old bolt gun. And we'll see how it does. Now I'm going to shoot the one that's standing up to the left of it too. And what we're doing, we're not patterning these guns today. We're just seeing where they shoot when I aim at the middle of that box. I'm aiming right square in the middle of that box right here. And that'll tell me, you know, where that gun's shooting at on that box. Okay. The next one we're going to shoot is the Savage Stevens pump. And it has that turkey choke in it, double X, full choke, the 670. Okay. Now I'm going to shoot the next box that's standing up. Now, once again, keep your guns unloaded. I've got every gun here unloaded and set in a safe direction so nobody can be hurt with them. Now, I'm going to shoot the Mossberg last, and it's got the that duck choke in it. So we'll see how it does. And I'm going to shoot the last box standing up right there. I'm going to get on this side. Oh, it's got a safety. Okay, and I always pick your trash up. Now, I'll pause this. I'll run up there and get them targets, and we'll look and see how they did. Okay, these will be in the order from last to first. This is the Mossberg, and if you look, I was aiming here, but see how my pattern is to the right? Okay, that tells me when I shoot it, and it's kind of down. but I'd want to aim right here to get the best pattern for this gun on paper. Now, if you look, you can see it's all to one side. Okay. Now, this one here is the Savage Stevens. And no, it was set like this. Okay. And see how the pattern's all to the left? It did put some in here in the middle, but most of your pattern's over here. So when I shoot that one, I need to shoot more here. And that would move this pattern over to make more of them go around to the middle of the target. Now, this was the old bolt gun. And if you look, it put all the pattern way over here, so you'd have to be shooting over here to be able to hit something real good with that gun. So I will reshoot this gun and see if, if I pull it over here or if it's just the gun doesn't hold a good pattern. Now this is the single barrel. And if you look, most of your pattern is up here high. So I would want to shoot down lower on it to be able to get the pattern. Let me see if I can get where you can see it. Okay, see how all the pattern's up towards the top of that? Okay, that means you would want to aim a little lower instead of here, aim here, and that would pull that down. Now, like I said, some guns, like I can change that Mossberg and that Savage chokes out, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to put 2 more targets up and reshoot to see how they shoot and the guns that way. So give me just a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I went and set up 2 more targets. And what I done was I put the duck choke in this black Savage Stevens to see if it likes it better than it did the other choke. So once again, I'm going to shoot to the left, the box on the left. And I always keep your gun on safety until you get ready to shoot it. Okay, here we go. Now, the reason it didn't fall over that time, the wind had started blowing, and I had to prop them up with a stick. Now, we're going to shoot one more time on this one, and it's the Mossberg 500 with that 670 turkey choke. And I'm going to shoot the target to the right. Then we'll look and see how it done. Okay, give me just a second and I'll be right back. Okay, this here was the black gun with the duck choke. Now don't pay attention to big holes. Some dummy shot double aught buckshot into the paper and didn't realize that's what he had. But if you look real close, it done a pretty good job of just putting that pattern. But I would still want to move it. I was aiming here and it still needed to be a little higher. But if you look, it done a lot better with that choke than it did the other one. Okay. Now this is the Mossberg with the turkey choke. And if you look, it done real good. It shot a little high, so I would just pull it down a little bit, and you can see it would do a good pattern at a turkey shoot too. Okay. I'm going to take one more target up there and reshoot that bolt gun to see if it's just me or if the bolt gun just, didn't really do that good. Okay, give me just a second. Okay, now, just to give this gun a fair chance, last time it pulled way to the right. So this time I'm going to pull more to the left and give it a chance and see if it does a better pattern that way. Okay, here we go. And always unload your guns and put them in a safe location while you're going to get the target. Let me go get this and I'll be right back. Okay, I reshot the gun and I aimed here, and for some reason now the pattern's here. But it doesn't mean the gun's bad. It just means I need to shoot that gun more and learn how to pattern it and stuff like that. And, you know, if it does turn out to be a problem with the gun, you know, I mean, it's a rare gun, and the fact it's still got the stickers and stuff on it, you know, it may just be put in the closet and put up. And maybe when my great-grandchildren are grown, it might be worth some money. But this is how I do. This is what I do every time there's a turkey shoot. I come a day or two in advance. And believe it or not, if it's hot, it can make your gun shoot different than it does when it's cold. If it's wet or moist or humid, it can make your gun shoot different. So if you got a turkey shoot, let's say this Saturday coming up, I'd come out Friday, shoot my guns, if it's going to have the same weather conditions. Or if the gun, let's say your turkey shoots at about 10 o'clock, you know, I would go about 10 o'clock or about 8 o'clock out in the yard, pattern my guns to see how they're shooting that day, and then go to the turkey shoot and try to win something. Well, that's the video for today. I hope it helps you, you know, to understand that all guns don't shoot perfectly straight and hit perfectly on target. There is people out there that can build, you know, chokes and stuff that's perfect. But if you're buying these commercial chokes and stuff, you just, you know, it's a roll of the dice. But you know, I hope this helps you. It helps you pick out a gun. And you know, like with me right now, the bolt gun would not even be a consideration. I would take it in case somebody wanted to shoot it, but I wouldn't shoot it myself. Well, the sweat bees are getting on me real bad, so I'm gonna load everything up and go back towards the house and tell my buddy I went down here and sneaked up on his property and shot a couple times. But y'all have a good day. Have a blessed day. Be good to each other. And we'll see you on the video. Remember, if you ain't liked and subscribed, do that. Let me know if you like this kind of content. And, you know, I always remember, though, most important thing is safety. Safety is rule one. Don't worry about nothing else. And, you know, if there's something there that, you know, you have a question about, feel free to write it in the thing. I didn't load 3 shells of these guns to be at a turkey shoot. I put them one at a time. And I immediately ejected the shell and put it in the case, an empty gun, so I knowed it was safe. All righty. And I always point them in a safe direction. Remember that. All righty. We'll see you all later.